You ever notice how spoken English has this hidden music to it? A kind of rhythm and a melody that, once you really hear it, can totally change how you speak and understand the language. So today, we're going to find the key to unlock that secret music.
So let's kick things off with a little puzzle I like to call the rhythm riddle. It's all about this really weird quirk in English timing that honestly, it seems to defy all logic.
Okay, so here's the big question I want you to think about. Why on earth do these next two sentences, which have totally different lengths, take pretty much the exact same amount of time to say out loud? Okay, you gotta listen to this. Here's the first one. The beautiful mountain appeared transfixed in the distance. All right, that's about 5 seconds. Now, check out this monster of a sentence. He can come on Sundays as long as he doesn't have to do any homework in the evening. Again, about 5 seconds. How is that even possible? That's the core puzzle we are going to solve right now.
Our first big clue lies in what we can call the beat of English. See, the secret isn't about counting syllables at all. No, it's all about stress.
So here's the deal. English is what's called a stressed language. That means we spend more time on the important words. We hit them harder, and we just kind of glide super fast over the other ones. This is completely different from a syllabic language, like French, for example, where every single syllable gets about the same amount of time. It's like the difference between a drummer hitting a beat with heavy accents versus a metronome, just ticking away, steady and even. So which words get that beat? Well, we stress the content words, the words that actually carry the meaning, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and then you have the unstressed function words. Think of these as the grammar glue. They're just there to connect the important stuff, so we say them really, really fast to get to that next important beat.
And inside a phrase, there's always one beat that's kind of the king of the hill. It's called the nuclear syllable. It's the most stressed syllable, and it's where you find the brand new or the most critical piece of information. Like if I say, it was the best car for them to buy. That word buy gets the final main punch of attention. That's the focus.
All right, so we've got the beat down, but that's only half the story, right? Music needs a melody. If stress is the rhythm, then intonation and your pitch, that's the tune.
Yeah, intonation is literally the music of a language. It's just how your voice goes up and down when you talk. It's how we signal our entire attitude without changing a single word. Are you surprised? Are you certain about something? Are you bored? It's all in the pitch.
The power of pitch is just incredible. I mean, just take one little word like now. If I say it with a rising pitch, now, it's a question. It means, hey, would it be okay if I came now? But if I use a falling pitch, now, it's a statement. It means, I'm coming now. Same exact word, two completely different messages, just by changing the melody.
So what this really boils down to is that these tones are signals for whoever's listening. A falling tone usually means, okay, I'm done talking, like at the end of a sentence. But a rising tone says, hey, there's more coming, or what do you think? And of course, you can mix them up for more complicated stuff like offering choices or showing you're a little hesitant.
Okay, this is where it gets really cool. Let's put these two things together, the beat and the melody, stress and intonation. You're about to see how just moving that beat can totally transform the meaning of one simple sentence.
Okay, listen to this. He came to the party yesterday. Hear that? The stress is on he. The meaning is instantly crystal clear. It was him. Not his brother, not his friend, him. Now, what if we just shift that stress? Listen, he came to the party yesterday. Now, the whole focus is on the action. It means he actually arrived. He didn't just plan to come, he came.
And let's do it again. A new stress gives us a whole new meaning. He came to the party yesterday. See, now the focus is all about the event. He came to the party, not to a meeting, not to the library.
Okay, last one. He came to the party yesterday. You can hear it, right? Now the meaning is all about when it happened. It was yesterday, not last week, not an hour ago.
And get this, it's not just for whole sentences. This little stress trick can even change what a word is. Stress the first syllable and you get a noun, an object, a record. Now shift that stress to the second syllable and boom, you get a verb, to object, to record. Same spelling, different music, different meaning entirely. So we've got the beat, we've got the melody, but there is one final secret ingredient that ties this whole thing together. It's the most common and I'd argue the most essential sound in the entire English language.
Any guesses? What do you think is the single most common vowel sound that we use in English?
It's this little guy right here, the schwa. It's just a totally relaxed sound. You hear it in the of about or the e in taken. The schwa is basically the lazy default sound we use for all those unimportant, unstressed syllables. It's the quiet musical note in between the loud ones that lets the stressed beats really shine. You know, you could almost think of it as this little necessary grunt. It's not a fancy sound, but it is the connective tissue that holds spoken English together. It creates that all-important contrast between loud and quiet, fast and slow, that makes our language sound natural. And that's why this is such a huge deal. If you don't use the schwa, every single vowel gets its full, long sound. And the result? You get English that sounds totally overpronounced, kind of robotic, and really heavily accented. Seriously, mastering the schwa is one of the biggest keys to sounding fluent.
And boom, there it is. This brings us right back to where we started. The schwa is the secret ingredient that finally solves our riddle. To say those really long sentences so quickly, we don't pronounce every vowel. We basically eat the unstressed ones and just turn them all into that lazy sound, the schwa. That's how a long sentence about homework can fly by in the exact same time as a much shorter one.
So that's the secret. Spoken English really does have its own music, a whole system of beats, melodies, and these quiet little connecting notes. And now that you're in on it, the real question is, can you start to hear it happening all around you?